Hi guys, so Lia Nici is a Conservative MP and a Brexiteer. Now she's a particular type of Brexiteer because she claims to have voted to remain in the European Union back in 2016, but now she seems to be a fully paid up member of the Brexit bandwagon. Now, she has some advice to the British government when it comes to dealing with the European Union over fisheries. But before we get to that, I just want to show you her record on European integration, voting on issues regarding the European Union. So it says here on the 15th of July 2020, Lia Nici voted no on an extension to the transition period. On the 30th of June last year, she voted to end the general right for nationals of European member states. The same again. On the 8th of January last year, Lia Nici voted against requiring the government to seek to negotiate continuing full membership of the EU Erasmus scheme. And she voted against seeking closer alignment with the European single market underpinned by shared institutions and obligations, against participation in EU agencies and funding programs, and against UK rights and protections for workers, consumers, and the environment, keeping pace with the EU standards as a minimum. Okay, so she's a Brexiteer. Okay, now let's hear what she has to say when it comes to fisheries.
Obviously, the Prime Minister and his negotiating team are trying to be the adult in the room.
So Boris Johnson's government is being the adult in the room. Okay.
We seem to have lots of childish behaviour going on with the EU representatives, and we need to make sure that we've got unfettered free trade. That is the deal that we got. That is what we should be working toward.
Unfettered. Okay, but does she not understand that it was not unfettered free trade? Unfettered free trade is membership, is being part of the single market and the customs union. That is unfettered free trade. You have non-tariff barriers. There are barriers, but they're non-tariff ones. Does she not understand the difference between membership and non-membership?
I find it astonishing, especially with our shellfish producers, that before we left the EU and came out of the transition period, our products were quite fine to be able to be traded and to be consumed. And suddenly...
No, it's not that. These people are extremely frustrating because she is connected to this industry. She's not somebody living in the centre of London, okay? She has connections to the fishing industry. So she should know, but she doesn't know, even though she has connections to the fishing industry, or she's pretending not to know, that the reason you were able to sell the fish into the EU was because the fish were being processed, were being purified in the EU. The fish haven't changed. The quality of the water in the UK hasn't changed. The rules haven't changed. The problem is you're no longer a member of the European Union and the single market, the customs union. You're a third country. And before, goods were sent, these fish were sent to the European Union. They were processed, they were purified in purification plants in the EU, and then they were sold on. But because the UK is a third country now, that's no longer possible. That was never possible. But the situation that has changed is that the UK has become a third country. Now, either Lia doesn't understand this, or she's pretending not to understand this. I would like to reach out to Lia and explain it to her.
After a specific date, the EU is deciding that that isn't good enough anymore. Well, frankly, it isn't good enough from the UK's point of view, and we will...
It's not good enough. It's like, okay, you're trying to sell something to somebody and they say, no, we don't want it. And that's not good enough. Okay, what are you going to do about it? We have our standard that you were part of when we were writing the standard. The UK government at the time were part of the people who were putting that standard together. You were pushing for these standards as well. You signed up to them. You were part of the group writing these standards. Once again, the Brexiteers, the Conservative MPs who are telling the public everything has changed, they're either lying or they don't know. And I don't know actually which is worse.
We'll protect our interests and we will protect our businesses. And frankly, if we have to start playing hardball, we will start playing hardball.
Please tell me. I'd love to know what hardball. I'd love for her to explain what hardball is. Well, we're going to stop French cheese. We're going to say French cheese isn't allowed anymore. Why? Do you understand? You can't just make up laws, out of spite. If you do, then there will be consequences from that. Do these people think that it's like a petty game or something? Please, I would love to speak with Lia. I'll try to contact her on Twitter if she's on Twitter and say, can I have a meeting with you? I'd like to explain. I'm not an expert. You should be the expert because you have connections to the fishing industry. But maybe she can inform me of my errors.
I'm in a fisheries group with other constituency MPs who fisheries is absolutely vital to their local economies.
So then why did you convince them that Brexit was a good idea? Because you claim to have voted against it, so then you should have known, well, this would be a disaster for this industry. Then why later did you vote against protecting, for example, the last one on the 8th of January 2020, against these protections? Of course, this is separate from the fishing industry, but you can't get away from the fact that you're a fully paid up member of the Brexit brigade. This is not the EU's fault. This is the UK's fault for being a third country. I really wish these people would actually do a bit of research into what the hell a third country is.
And fishing is vitally important to our national economy. And we are starting to push to say, if the EU and sadly France in particular at the moment are not going to be sensible, then there are levers we can pull.
What levers?
To restrict their access to our markets. Now, that's a very silly way to have to go.
Yes, it is a very silly way to have to go, but you decided it. You wanted this. I don't know if it's Lia in particular that wanted this, but the Conservative Party wanted this. The Brexiteers wanted this. Why are you complaining about something that you wanted? I still don't get it. Look, if there are Brexiteers who can explain to me how this is a benefit, I would love to know. How is it a benefit not being able to sell products into your biggest market? And even if we put that aside for a moment, shouldn't these people be happy? Oh, look, we don't have to sell to the EU anymore. We can sell to China. We can sell to Japan. We can sell our fish to Japan, yes. Or we can sell our fish to, I don't know, Hawaii or Canada. Oh no, Hawaii is part of the United States. We can sell it to Colombia. We can sell it to Venezuela. We can sell it to Brazil. We can sell our fish to Greenland or somewhere. I don't know. Shouldn't these people be happy? Isn't that what they wanted? They said, we don't want to be dealing with the EU anymore. So why are you upset that you have to deal with the EU anymore? Once again, I'm going to try and reach out to Lia Nici if she's on Twitter and say, can I have a meeting with you? I'd like to talk to you about this. Maybe you can explain to me how I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?